I am Blerina Zendeli. I am a master's student in Southeast European University in North Macedonia. Today I'm going to share with you the results of our research paper entitled The Impact of the COVID-19 on the Online Buying of the Citizens of the North Macedonia, a case study, Municipality of Tetovo. During this presentation, I will cover the following points. First, I will start my presentation with introduction, literature review, research methodology, where I will cover data analysis, and in the end, I will finish my presentation with conclusions and recommendations. Introductions. The study of consumer behavior on the Internet implies a special importance also as a result of the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic around the world. Consumers are facing the crisis in different ways. Some of them are under constant stress, others are concerned about buying in panic, mainly necessary products, and some of them remain indifferent as a result of the recommendations made by the government and health professionals. And it is very important to analyze how buyers will benefit from internet technology by making online purchases. Therefore, there is a need that the findings may contribute to predicting future consumer behavior here in North Macedonia, especially the citizens of Tetovo, which is important for many businesses affected by the pandemic. The purpose of this study was to form a methodological approach to assess the relationship and the level of influence of factors that activate the buying behavior of online consumers in the background of the pandemic. During the research, we discovered which changes in purchasing behavior are typical of the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the main questions is whether this behavior will return to normal after the pandemic period. As consumers adapt to limited mobility over a longer period of time, they will be able to embrace new technologies that facilitate work, study, and consumption. The adoption of digital technology is likely to change existing habits, and on the other hand, public policy will impose new consumer habits. Literature review. The COVID-19 pandemic has seen an expanded utilization of internet businesses in specific zones, just as web-based business, empowering administration and innovations, for the most part featuring the significance of electronic trade. So in developing states, a few governments have been more proactive than others, specifically in nations where face-to-face transactions had remained the standard not long ago. So in North Macedonia, we don't have these face-to-face transactions yet. Research methodology. The methodological approach for this paper is based on quantitative data, using a research survey to collect information from a large number of citizens of Tetovo and the surrounding area through their answers to our questions, placing tables and various graphs to examine our relationships within data. During the preparation of each analysis for this paper, we will need to collect and research all the data we have available, where through the use of scientific research method, this will be easier. So we used a survey questionnaire that was an instrument for the pilot research. The survey questionnaire contained closed-ended and combined type questions that will be sent to citizens' social networks between the age of 15 till 60. And so we will examine whether the residents of the Tetovo municipality in North Macedonia buy online and if they have used online services more during the pandemic. We will also examine whether they believe in internet shopping and internet services, the advantages of internet services and online shopping, and what kind of disadvantages they have by using online shopping. Data analysis. For data analysis, we have in that questionnaire we got 105 surveyed people. The survey questionnaire consists of different questions divided into several groups of questions related demographic profile, education status, incomes, and where they live currently. According to the answers given by the respondents, we have a lot of graphicons, tables, figures, and so on. In this first in this first figure, we see the age of a group of 105 respondents. That we see in this figure that we have 58.1% people from 15 to 25 years old. So most of this survey consists of people that are young, the youngsters, I will say, that are younger. And other percentages is between people who are from 26 to 40, 18%, 17% are people from 41 to 60, and the pieces that I have left is for people that are over 60. And in the other table, in table 1, we see that with who they live this kind of people. Here in North Macedonia, especially in Tetovo, people don't live alone, they live with their family. So people with age 15 to 25, they live with one or more people. So we have highest percentage in this age. A lower percentage is in other ages, that between 26 to 40, 41 to 60, and over 16 years, over 60 years, that are people that live with other people in their house. In the two tables that we see here, table number 2 and table number 3, we see that we have a cross-tabulation, the correlation between this level of income according to the level of education, and the other, in the table 2, we see the level of education, age, and gender. Most of with higher education and the ages between 15 to 25, we have females, and they have higher level of educations according to males in the citizens of Tetovo. But we have in the other table, we have the correlation between incomes and the level of education, that monthly incomes are almost in fair proportion, that we cannot say that there is many respondents who have higher or lower monthly income. Where we see a small difference between them, we see a small, where less than 250 euros have a percentage of 17%. The incomes between 250 to 400 euros, 28.6%, and over 600 euros, 29.8%. Almost the same percentage between them. Between them. And in the other pictures, we have level of income according to the level of education, because we have here like a curve, and we see people who have higher incomes, and people who have higher incomes and higher level of education are in the top of this curve. So mostly higher level of education, higher level of incomes have that kind of we have that kind of people here in Tetovo, and who have potential to buy something online. We'll see it later on that. We have a question of, in table number 3, we have a question that how familiar are you with online shopping? They are answers of respondents where they are more familiar now, even after they have gone 2 years or 3 years. But have the pandemic affected respondents' incomes? Yes, they have a lot affected them. They caused a lot of changes, 54%. And in the figure number 4, we have a question between which products types have you bought online since the start of the outbreak. The answers, we have a lot of answers about they buy a lot of clothing and accessories online, and but also they they buy and food, we have 40% here buying food. The same percentage we have buying electronics, personal care products, and so on. Here we have a question, the correlation between we have here the correlation between income and how often they buy online. This is in the table number 5. We see it more clearly on how or what kind of level, what kind of income level they have, and how often they buy online. So out of total of 105 respondents, we noticed that even though they have higher level of incomes, they have not bought products more than once during the week. Even if they have, we have here over 600 euros. The same is to buy 1 to 3 times a week, even though they have lower 1 to 3 times, even though they have lower incomes. We have it here. 250 euros to 400 euros. Consumers who have an income of less than 250 euros have bought 1 to 3 times a week, even though they have a lower income. And in the table we see that we have the highest number of respondents with a monthly income of 250 to 400 euros, where they also buy 1 to 3 times a week using online services that it seems more reasonable to buy from home than to go to physically to the store. And we have those that with over 600 euros of monthly incomes, where 27 respondents use the internet 1 to 3 times a week to buy products, and 2 respondents up to 3 to 6 times a week. We also have a graphic, we also made a lot of graphics between this correlation between incomes and how often do they buy online. And what kind of conclusion we get from this research paper that we have made? We have, but also we have put here and hypothesis that we have tested. So the things that we have tested, the results are here. That the main findings from the survey show that the majority of respondents, 63.5%, are aware of changes in their commercial behavior. More than half have changed their behavioral habits by buying products that they could not afford to buy physically during the pandemic, but also before the period of the pandemic. From their answers, we have noticed that they are not even very satisfied with the services offered during online shopping, where we have 55% of citizens who are less satisfied, and that they do not have enough information when buying online from local companies in Tetovo, and so they decide to buy from abroad. From a lot of people that we asked said that we buy a lot from AliExpress, that is a company from abroad, from China. And our recommendations to consumers is that the more they buy online during the pandemic period will be to their advantage, considering their health, as well as the more widespread online commerce. Our country, and we have a recommendation for our country to become like other countries in the world where e-commerce is very advanced. Even from the survey we saw that many services offered by local companies are not very well designed when clicking on the internet. And this is our research paper, and thank you very much for your attention on this topic.